have been faithful throughout the years since time began. Sovereign King, able to save and keep this wretched man who made Eneza. Ufalme na mamlaka yako Bwana, ndo maana nakutegemea mwaminifu milele. You are faithful till the end. On your word I shall depend.
That is after the first, the second. That is when this very beautiful woman appears and calls him Mr. Handsome.
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
So Baba Koi's world just shut. And before he could say 1, 2, 3, the woman had already invited herself and sat and ordered
On his bill.
Yeah. So these are very experienced women. Yeah, having been a
You've called her commercial
sex worker. Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course they loved, even the book she's saying, she loved people like Baba Koi, the village men, very naive.
Very naive.
Yeah. So kidogo Baba Koi kaingia box. So he did not go home.
That night.
He didn't.
That was the beginning of disaster in his home.
That was the beginning of the disaster.
Hi guys, welcome back to Beyond the Pulpit podcast. This is Tracy Anyambura, your host. This is episode 16. You've heard that right. 16 consistent episodes later. I know you're happy because I'm happy as a host. I'm happy for the consistency that we've shown. And we are happy because you guys have shown a lot of interest in the content that we put outside there. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love, the embracing love that you guys have shown us. I mean, we get so much feedback from you guys and we really, really, really appreciate. We go through every single comment that you guys post on our videos on YouTube. And this is to tell you that if you enjoy our episodes and you're enjoying them alone, you're being a bit selfish, don't you think? I mean, the world needs to see this content because it's good content. So share this content, share our content with your family, with your friends, with everyone that is surrounding you. Because, I mean, BTP is here to share stories that you've probably never heard of. We're here to give voices to not people you don't know, but people you know, but now get to know them in a different light. That is why BTP is here. Karibuni sana to another episode. I'm alone today. My co-host Larry has decided to sleep kidogo. But I know he knows that he's missed on set. I hope he's going to be back again for another episode. So hi Larry, how are you? Kiti yako iko inakungoja. So one less microphone, but it's a ladies show. So I'm about to enjoy this episode. Today's guest is known by many people on set. I personally do not know her, but I'm excited for this episode because I'll get to know her a little bit more. I know Larry would have loved to be here because he was so excited. Our guest today was his English teacher, right?
Yeah.
In school. So I know he would have really loved to be here. He was actually very excited to know that tunaku host Leo. So I know he's going to watch this. So today's guest, as I've already hinted, is a teacher of English. And if any other subject, she's going to tell us. Her name is Beatrice Murage. She's an author, apart from being a teacher. And the rest she's going to tell us as we go on. She has this book that we are going to talk about. As you can see, so far we've had 3 authors on this podcast. I think we need to have a show where we talk about books. Tumewahintia kitu. So be on the lookout for that. Beatrice, karibu sana to our set.
Thank you.
This is Beyond the Pulpit. This is where the magic happens. This is where we release very, very interesting content. Have you watched any of our episodes?
Of course I have.
Nice.
And you are doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Karibu sana on set.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think now you can introduce yourself because nimeshindwa kukuintroduce vizuri. You can go ahead and tell us who Beatrice is, what does Beatrice do? And in the same capacity, tell us where you serve in the church.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Okay.
I don't take it for granted.
Thank you so much.
Being given a chance to tell the world your story, it's not something you can just take for granted.
Yeah.
It's big. To me, it's big.
Oh, you're welcome.
And once more, you are doing a great job.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So Beatrice Murage is a lady, of course.
Born
A
woman. We
teacher.
like saying born woman.
A born woman. A born woman and still a woman. And still planning to be a woman until God calls me.
Nice. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, it is important.
It's very important.
It is. Beatrice Murage was born 41 years ago. Yeah. People don't like disclosing their age, but I'm proudly 40
Wow.
plus 1. Yeah, heading to 50 very soon.
Wow. Yeah.
Aging gracefully by the grace of God.
We can see that for sure.
Yeah, Beatrice Murage was born in Kirinyaga, Gishogo division that was then, in a small location called Gashige. And that is where I was raised. We are 3 girls. And Beatrice Murage is the last born.
Oh.
Yeah, the last born. So I went to school at a very good place called Gatunguru Primary School. And in any of my stories, I've mentioned Gatunguru. And people ask me whether it's just a name, but it is real. Gatunguru Primary School, that is where I began my schooling before proceeding to Kiaragana Girls, still in Kirinyaga. And then after that, I went to Eregi Teachers Training College. That is where I trained as a P1 teacher and started working immediately. Yeah.
What's a P1 teacher?
A P1 teacher is a primary school teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what else do you want to know about Beatrice?
I think the rest will... where do you serve in church?
Oh, I'm a member of St. Elizabeth ACK Church in Kahawa West.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. I like mentioning that in every single episode, our guests are born again Christians, people who are in the faith.
I am born again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we can also talk about a little about when you got born again, because it's a very, very core thing in your life.
It is.
As a Christian and as a believer.
Yeah. So, when I began going to church, I was baptized. According to the Anglican doctrines, if your parents have wedded in church, you are baptized when you are an infant. So I can't remember when I was baptized.
Okay.
Then I was confirmed when I was in class 5. So in my own understanding, I thought that is being born again. Until I realized myself in high school and got to interact with more people and also the word of God deeply. And I gave my life to Christ when I was in Form 2. That was 1999.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And since then, I have been a Christian. I've served as an usher in church, as a Sunday school teacher. Yeah.
Has it always been your passion to become a teacher?
No, it wasn't at the beginning. So when we are growing up, we normally admire, during our time, they were called air hostess, nursing, accounting, and such. So when I was growing up, I think those are the careers I had identified myself with. Though my mom was a teacher.
Oh.
Yeah. So after Form 4, my dad, that is after I did my Form 4 in 2001, 2002, after the results, that is, my dad came one evening and told me he wanted me to go to teachers training college. And I really said no. I really said no, but my dad stood his ground, tukakosana. He even sent me to the brother so that he could talk to me, because I still felt teaching was not what I was meant to do. And according to the grade that I had got in KCSE, I thought I could do something better than teaching. There is always that thing that teaching does not pay.
True.
Teachers are always frustrated. They are always in debt. So that is what we all thought teaching was about. So I really wanted to join KMTC or KCA and or Utali. And in fact, we even sat with my dad and wrote application letters to the three, which I still doubt that my old man in the village sent those letters.
He didn't.
I think he didn't. He really wanted me
This was
to
after
become-
he told you to go to a teaching college.
Yes. So by then teaching, we used to apply, I think it was during the August, so that we could be enrolled in September. So he had told me about teaching earlier. That was around April. And I had said no. So he asked me what I wanted to do. I told him. So we applied. So when we did not get the reply, that is when he insisted, you try teaching as I look for a way.
For you to join.
Yes, even when you go to that teaching
Yeah.
college, don't worry, you can even do 1 year. Then
Wow.
after I've got another place that you are interested in, I can always get you.
Wow.
But so that's how I was convinced by even my uncle to join teaching. So when I went to Ereg Teachers Training College in 2002, my mind was still, Beatrice is not a teacher. I'm just here for a short time.
Yeah, 1 year.
1 year. So after 1 year, I asked my dad, na karuka hiyo story sana. Told me, stick to teaching.
I'm curious, what did your mom have to say about it? You going to
She was very happy. She was very happy.
when your
because-
dad was convincing you to do teaching?
Yeah, she was very happy.
She was
and
for
she
it.
was, yes, and she was telling me, yes, this is what I want you to do. This is what is best for you. But to cut the long story short, many years after, that is the best decision I ever made in life.
Really?
Yeah.
So you do enjoy teaching
I
now?
enjoy teaching. I enjoy interacting with pupils every day. To me, true, my old man knew what I was supposed to do. So I enjoy teaching.
So over the years, you've been able to demystify all the myths and the misconceptions around teachers and teaching.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't look hungry.
You are living proof that teachers are not frustrated.
They are not frustrated.
They are not.
Yes, and I'm sure you can see I'm not hungry.
True.
Yeah,
That is
teachers
it.
are not frustrated. Yeah, they are not in debt. Yeah, we live well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at Eregi, right? I've gotten the name right.
Ereg Teachers Training College.
Iko wapi?
Iko Western.
Western.
Eh,
Wait, ulitoka Kirinyaga hadi Western?
yeah.
Wow.
So after you do the application, it was the government to do the posting where you would go.
Yeah.
So that's how I found myself in Western.
So what exactly did you study?
That time, we were doing all the subjects. We were trained to teach all the subjects.
How does that? I've always been very curious. Is it that you're going to be you go to be taught mathematics and how to teach it, ama how does it work?
Yes, you are taught. There's something we call methodology. Yeah, that is when you are taught how to teach. You are taught how to teach.
So it's not the same thing ulikuwa unasoma in primary school and then
no,
now
there
you're
is
taught how
that
to
bit. Okay, it's to me, it's like it's 50-50. There's the theory, what we used to learn in primary school, but the other half is methodology, how to teach, and there is also the bit of how to handle pupils.
Like maybe the psychology of students
Yeah,
and
there
all
is.
of that.
In fact, there is psychology.
Oh, there is.
There is.
Okay. Interesting.
So you are trained how to teach. Yeah.
How to be a teacher.
How to be a teacher.
Professionally.
So
what did you major in? What point did you so that you can now become a teacher of English? What did you major in, or how did you land in being a teacher of English? Kuna majors? Do you specify? Do you specialize?
No, during our time we didn't. Yeah, in fact I did 14 subjects.
14?
Yeah.
How? You taught even the high school physics?
No.
Okay.
There were other subjects that are related to teaching, like that bit of psychology. It's not a teaching subject, but it is a subject that would help you
as
to
a
teach.
teacher. Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the training. So we were taught all the subjects. But when I was in high school, I was very good at English. I loved literature, the literature bit. So even when I was undergoing the training at the Regi Teachers Training, I knew English is my subject.
That is what you wanted to pursue.
That is what I wanted to pursue.
Oh.
Yeah, but you had to study everything and also do it at the end of the course.
Okay, interesting. Is that what also motivated you to become an author?
Yeah. In fact, the first book I tried writing, I tried in Form 2.
Really?
Yeah. I wrote a book.
So you always wanted to write a book?
Yeah, I always wanted to write a book.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
And to see it now in fruition is amazing. It's a dream come true for you.
It's a dream come true for
congratulations.
Me. Thank you. Thank you.
So when did you officially start teaching?
In 2004. Immediately after graduating. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. In fact, I celebrated my 21st birthday when I was a teacher. A fully trained teacher.
I get friends who are told, or even hata sisi tukimaliza form 4 we are told, do teaching hautawai kosa kazi, because schools will always need teachers.
Yeah, but that should not be the reason.
That should not be the reason for you to. Okay.
Yeah,
I hope people have heard that. Usifanye course juu utapata kazi. Okay. Now let's talk about this book.
Yeah.
Blue KANYONI. It has a very interesting cover. It's so colorful.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how you settled on the cover page.
Okay,
and what Blue KANYONI means. Yeah.
Blue KANYONI. KANYONI in mother tongue, in Kikuyu, means a small bird. So Blue KANYONI is not a small bird. Blue KANYONI is an estate in Kerugoya town. So those people who were born in 80s and 90s, they are very familiar with the place. It was a notorious place. It was known for all the bad reasons. Yeah. So when I was growing up, that was a very common name, especially after the coffee payout.
Oh yeah, Kirinyaga and Kiruga is very famous for coffee.
So out of those stories I used to hear about Blue KANYONI, that is what made me write that book. And even when I began my career in teaching, I was employed in a school called Kerugoya Municipality. That is where I began. And that Blue KANYONI is a place I would pass by every day.
Really?
So it was like a small estate, but ilikuwa na maneno mabaya.
Maneno mingi.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the book. Why? When did you write it? What inspired you to write it? And then now we can get into the details, the very many themes that are in this book, because it's an interesting book.
Yeah,
it's a very
it
interesting
is.
book. Yeah.
So Blue KANYONI, first of all, even before I wrote the book, there are so many stories I had heard when I was growing up.
About
I
Blue
had
KANYONI.
seen, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I had seen the pain of women. Muna harvest coffee vizuri, you pick, and if you come from a place where they grow coffee, you can tell. December holiday, November, December, that is when coffee is really picked. And most of the time, it is done when it is raining. So you can imagine how the sweat, could pick coffee, taking it to the factory. That is usually the whole family is involved. Then after some time, pesa inalipwa. Na mzee, the account holder,
Yeah.
goes to Kerugoya to withdraw the money, but does not come
Does
back. So that is something that was very common from where I came from. So that is that thing used to disturb me until I decided, let me document what I used to experience when I was young.
Is your family coffee growing?
Yeah, it is.
It is. So your parents are coffee growers.
Yeah, in fact,
wow.
mzee bitaka mukosane joke around with his stems of coffee.
Utafukuzwa nyumbani.
Utafukuzwa nyumbani.
When did you write the book?
I began writing this book 2 years ago. In fact, it was just a simple story on Facebook.
Oh, so you write on Facebook?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. So I did one. I was not planning to write another one. I just did a short story. Then I found it also interesting, and then the comments were there. I decided to add another one. Another one. And within a short time, it had gained followers, and people are looking forward to more and more. So I kept on writing until one day nikaona, hey, this one is a book. So I got those pieces together and sent a publisher.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How was the writing process?
Okay. Let me say it was not so hard because it was during the December holiday. So I was free.
2022.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nilikuwa naandika tu na post. Naandika tu na post. So finally I sent those pieces to the publisher. Na kanipatia feedback. He was also very excited.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But pointed a lot of, I had to do a lot so that we can call these pieces a book. So I sat down last year. Not last year. It was last year, December, when I sent him.
Last year, 2023?
Yes.
Oh.
So January, akanipatia feedback.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sat down and rewrote the book. I maintained the theme.
Yeah.
And part of the characters, especially the main ones, but I did rewrite the book. It took me 3 months.
To write this book?
Yeah, to write.
I think from other authors that I've heard of their stories, 3 months is a short time.
It is.
People write books within 2 years, even 5.
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah, I did it in 3
Wow,
months.
you're a natural. You're a natural author.
Yeah, I do.
That's nice.
Yeah, but the story was there. The themes were there. The characters were there. The stylistic devices were there. So I just did what the author advised. I mean, the publisher advised. Yeah, so it was not hard.
To make it even more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So once I was done, I sent him, and within a week, he had told me it was approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that moment for you? Exciting?
I was so excited because it was a dream come true after around 20 years.
Wow.
You
never gave up on that dream.
I
You wrote a
never
book
gave
in
up.
Form 2.
Now, let me come back to that.
Okay.
That was 1999. I picked a 120 pages book and I started writing a story of a young man who had seen it all. That is the struggles, but never gave up. So I would write and then give to my classmates.
Yeah.
They would read. Nikipata time, naongezea another page. I give them. So when I was done, I don't know what happened. The book disappeared.
No.
It disappeared. So that killed my morale completely.
Pole sana.
Kaniua morale kabisa.
Na ni kuibiwa ili. Yeah, that one was stolen. Someone
But I think somebody just destroyed the book. Si kuiba because
that's jealousy.
Yeah, because the book had gained popularity
Really?
in the school. Yeah.
Everyone read it. Majority of people read it and they loved it.
Write, then napatiana watu walikuwa napanga line. Yeah.
Oh, after wewe ni mimi.
Yeah.
Compositions zako zilikuwa zinasomwa kwa parade.
Okay, not in the parade, but I was in the journalism club and I was the editor.
Wow.
So what I used to do was to write articles and pin them on the notice board.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is something
And
that you
when as far as I can remember, people really looked forward to what Beatrice would write this week.
In articles.
Yeah.
That's an amazing gift. That's an amazing gift that you have. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So now Blue Kanyoni, you said it's an estate in Kirugwea town. Let's get into the characters.
Yeah.
And a bit of the themes that are in this book. And I think now you are going to lead us with a conversation.
Yeah.
About the characters and now the themes that are in this book. Yeah. So there's Mama Koi, Baba Koi, there's Wangoi, there's a lot of those, all those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk about mostly the main characters that are there. And then now we can proceed with the conversation as it goes. Yeah.
Mama Koi is the main character in the book. And this is a typical village woman who believed that decisions are supposed to be made by the man of the house, which is still, that is the family setup in Africa.
Yeah.
That has been the tradition. And they had lived relatively well. So from the beginning of the story, if I can talk about the first part of the story, the father, that is Baba Koi, is complaining about their cow, the cow that gives them milk every day. And this cow, at some point, is not productive. It's eating more than it is giving.
And a loss.
And the husband is telling the wife, it is time they bought another one. And the husband wants to know about the cow, but Mama Koi doesn't give opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like that. That is the training she had been given by the mother-in-law. Leave all the decisions to the man. So that is the life Mama Koi had lived. And she was okay with it. Yeah.
As suppressing as it is.
Okay, according to me, Mama Koi did not view it like that. To her understanding and the training she had been given by the mother-in-law Wangoi, that is how a marriage should work. Listen to your husband.
The woman has no opinion.
Yeah. Even when you feel he's making a wrong decision, just allow him to. And when things don't work the way they should, don't laugh at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, even if you know whatever the man is planning to do the outcome may not be as good as maybe he thinks, just keep the opinion to yourself.
Hey.
He's the head of the house. So that was Mama Koi. And Baba Koi was very responsible. He was a true family man, provided for the family, and whatever decision he made, even if maybe at the end of the day the decision was not that good, he meant well for the family.
Yeah.
And that is how the family was run, and everybody was happy. Yeah.
Okay. And Wangoi?
Wangoi is the mother-in-law of Mama Koi.
Oh,
And
mother to Baba Koi.
the mother-in-law and the mother now to Baba Koi. And Wangoi loved the two. That is the husband and the wife. That is Baba Koi and Mama Koi. She loved them. And in fact, she took them as her own children, since Baba Koi was the only surviving child of Wangoi.
Oh.
And the two had of course, there was Koi and Tim. That is the children of Baba Koi and Mama Koi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You actually answered my next question. I wanted to ask if they have
Yeah.
kids.
And Wangoi loved them genuinely.
Okay.
And in return, they also loved her.
Okay. So tell us what happens with these characters, because I can apanyuma about the book. I don't know if I should read it. Let me just go ahead.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and read it so that we can know what the book is talking about. So this is the blurb. Mama Koi was a typical village woman before her husband married Chantel. So that's something else that is coming up. Before her husband married Chantel, a commercial sex worker at Kirugoya's Blue KANYONI estate. She was content with her marriage and looked forward to golden years with her happy family. Chantel wreaked havoc on Mama Koi's family, resulting in the devious murder of her only shield and confidant, Wangoi, her mother-in-law. This is so much drama. The story turns and twists will have you on the edge of your seat. Wow. So there's already we know there's another woman coming into the picture.
Yeah, she's
okay. When you were building this character, now before we talk about the themes, when you were building these characters in your imaginative and in your creative mind, how were you picturing Mama Koi? Because already you can say she's a submissive woman.
Yeah.
What other characters does she have?
Okay, first of all, the characters in the story, most of them, even if there is the imaginative part, are people I have interacted with.
Really?
Yeah, in my village.
So this is based on a true story?
Not
almost.
Not
exactly.
Yeah.
Not completely.
Not completely. It is a story based on a true story, though not from one person. It's a segment picked from this one and this one and this one. Then all those characters, I give them to Mama Koi. So Mama Koi is a representative of so many women in my village.
Okay.
Yeah. As I said, that story is a story that I wrote based on what I saw when I was growing up.
Okay.
And somebody asked me, is this Mama Koi your mother? No.
I should have asked that. Actually, that one has crossed my mind. Because you said you're a family of coffee growers.
Yeah, somebody asked me whether this is the story of my mom or Beatrice, because I am married. I can be no. This is not my story. This is not a story of my mother. But sorry to say, is a story of some of my mother's friends,
Okay.
what I have seen them going through, those painful, yes. So Mama Koi was hardworking, but as I said from the beginning, she used to rely on her husband in everything, especially decision making. So Baba Koi, they have worked hard. They have a 4-acre piece of land. That's a very big piece of land.
That's a lot of land.
And a huge chunk of the land, that is where coffee
Coffee
is. Yeah, they have grown coffee. So there is the payout. Everybody is excited. They are living in a semi-permanent house. And Baba Koi was planning to build a permanent house. And that was to be a surprise to the family.
Okay.
So even as they were waiting for the payout, he was really looking forward to
Building a home.
building a home. And whatever he was looking forward to was that day, roli ya mawe itaingia kwa the compound, mwaga mawe, and how excited the family would be. So as he was going to Kerugoya town to withdraw some cash, that is what he had in mind, though he still wanted to buy a few things. So on this day, he withdraws 50,000, and that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's
So 50,000 was a lot of money.
equivalent to 1 million shillings.
Yeah. Then he decides, wacha nijishukuru kidogo.
Kurudishia mwili pole.
Arudishie mwili pole. So he used to take 3, not more than 3.
3 for the road.
Yeah, 3 for the road. So there is this bar in Kerugoya, ilikuwa inaitwa Swallows. It is not there.
That's a real place?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. Back
You
then.
know it. Our producer got to even Swallows.
Yeah,
You see, our
Swallows.
producer went to Kerugoya boys. I don't know if he has mentioned, so he's familiar.
I hope alipitia tu akuingia.
I've also studied in Kirinyaga, but I'm not familiar with the
Such
areas.
places.
Yes, but I know Kutus.
Yeah.
Blue KANYONI, not very much.
So when he went there, that is after the first, the second, that is when this very beautiful woman appears and calls him Mr. Handsome.
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
So Baba Koi's world just shut. And before he could say 1, 2, 3, the woman had already invited herself and sat and ordered.
On his bill.
Yeah. So these are very experienced women. Yeah, having been a
You've called her commercial
sex.
worker.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course, they loved, even the book she's saying, she loved people like Baba Koi, the village men, very naive.
Very nice.
Yeah. So kidogo kidogo, Baba Koi kaingia box. So he did not go home
That night.
that night. He didn't.
That was the beginning of disaster in his
That
home.
was the beginning of the disaster. So the wife at home and the mother-in-law are very worried.
Yeah. Oh, Wango used to stay with them.
Yeah, they used to live in the same compound but different houses.
Okay. Okay.
So the mother-in-law and the wife are very worried. They go to the Baba Koi's best friend. When it reached 8, na onekani. So the best friend is Mudhi, is the one who hinted to them where he had seen the
Baba Koi.
yeah.
Ah.
Sasa hapo ndio the world of Mama Koi. Just in a blink of an eye, things changed.
You mentioned that Baba Koi, you called him responsible, providing for his family.
Yes.
So previously to meeting Chantel, he had not disappeared when the coffee boom came.
And there was no sign.
So
In fact, he was that man who had only one jacket.
one
Yeah, one jacket. He did not believe in spending money recklessly.
Oh.
And but he gave the family the best.
Okay.
In fact, in the village, huwa tunasema mama amewekwa vizuri. One of the signs ni many clothes. That is what we believe
for the woman.
Yeah. What we believed in many years ago. If you wanted to see a happy woman, one, she should be fat. Yeah.
Anakula vizuri.
Anakula vizuri. Na nguo akona nyingi.
Really?
Yeah. So anybody who had those two, to us that was
not
a
even
happily married woman.
Oh, not even the kids going to nice schools and whatnot.
No.
Bibi kama amewekwa vizuri, that's
kama
a happy
bibi
family.
amewekwa vizuri, ilikuwa akona nguo nyingi na amenona. And Mama Koi was like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now Baba Koi has crossed paths with Chantel. Does this become a habit? You've even said married.
Yeah.
What is happening in their marriage during this time now when Chantel is in the picture?
Now what happened after now that day? Baba Koi spent 3 more days in Blue Kanyoni, because now after the drinking they went to Blue Kanyoni. I said Blue Kanyoni is not a small bird. Blue Kanyoni is an estate in Kerugoya. Yeah, that housed these bad girls. So he went there and spent
3 nights.
Yeah, 3 nights. In fact,
with Chantel.
Yeah, the first day he had withdrawn 50. And in the course of these 3 days, he withdrew 50. So he spent 100.
Within 3 days.
Yeah, and this 50,000, he was supposed to pay school fees for the children. As we said, he was a responsible man. So he had, that was in the 90s and 2000, but he had put his children in a private school.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was the school fees, there was Mama Koi's chama, cash.
And the clothes.
Na her pocket money.
Yeah.
So,
and ile majengo alikuwa anataka.
Yeah.
Hey.
All that iliporomoka na one night.
Anyway, they do, you know, when we are told that women can cause disaster, can cause a man to fall, a very powerful man to fall, we think it's a joke. I mean, this story is very clear.
Yeah.
This man lost sight of everything, of his goals, of his responsibilities as a man at home.
Yeah.
Just to spend on Chantel.
Yeah, a woman he had just met. Yeah. And that was not his character. That was not him.
Si uchawi.
Si uchawi.
Because I think it's uchawi. For someone who has never behaved like this, I think as Mama Koi had think ni uchawi amerogwa.
But these women, they had mastered the art.
Oh, the Kina Chantel.
The Kina Chantel.
Okay.
Yeah, they had mastered the art. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I still remember one preaching ya Pastor Silas. Alituambia some scenes, you need to flee. Yeah,
even the Bible says.
Yeah.
Even the Bible talks about fleeing from sin. So
yeah,
because they're very
yeah.
Okay. Now ametumia pesa zote.
Does he go back home? Yeah, he went home. Totally ashamed and with nothing.
Just his favorite jacket.
And Mama Koi, of course, was very bitter. And the mother-in-law is convincing Mama Koi, do not even ask him.
What do you mean?
Yeah, don't ask him. Pretend nothing happened. Yeah, it's just a weakness on his side.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
In my village, you normally say, mutumia ni kweyumiria. Ndoa ni kuvumilia.
Yeah.
Ndoa ni kuvumilia.
That's suppression though.
That, by the way,
that is suppression.
So Mama Koi tried until akaona the amount. I think she stumbled on some receipts kutoka kwa that jacket ya Baba Koi. Akaona how much he had withdrawn in 3 days. She couldn't. Yeah.
So she confronted the issue?
She confronted, but the husband kept quiet. So that even added to her pain because she thought, I wish you can even deny or apologize or at least say something.
Say something, yeah.
But the man kept quiet.
I feel like that's a pride issue on the man's side.
Yeah.
Maybe alikuwa najiuliza, unaniuliza kama
yeah,
nani?
I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, why are you? And then Mama Koi, you've been cultured to not ask.
Yeah.
So and now why are you asking?
And even when now Wangui saw the tension, she's asking the son, why don't you apologize to your wife so that you can build this family? And the man is outrightly saying, I cannot apologize in my own home. I can't. That's
a challenging situation to be in.
Yeah, so at some point Mama Koi also shut.
By shut you mean?
She kept quiet.
She left the issue alone.
Yeah.
School fees inalipwa aje January?
Sasa school fees haikulipwa. So the man would go back to town another time, withdraw the cash and pay school fees.
Oh, there was more money.
Yeah, there was more money.
Oh, si ati alitume pesa zote za coffee.
Apana.
Okay.
In fact, the man had saved money because he wanted to build a permanent house. Yeah.
Even sasa hesabu kidogo iliharibika.
Hesabu hapo iliharibika. Yeah, so the man ikakuwa sasa Mama Koi wanaongea tu when it is necessary. Ile kuulizana kijiko iko wapi? Shati yangu uliweka wapi? Yeah. So from one happy family ikakuwa the woman became so bitter. So unaona asira anaitolea watoto. So the children also started withdrawing.
I wanted to ask that.
So wanaenda kwa baba ama the
Sure.
Yeah, so when the Baba Koi, I guess, aliona the how cold Mama Koi is, he decided, Nisawa, let me go where? Nakubalika.
Wait, does Koi and Tim, do they know what's happening? Do they know that their father have stepped outside?
They can see, because Koi was a candidate. Yeah, ako class 8. Na Tim is in class 3. So Koi can understand. In fact, she was a very brilliant girl. Yeah, she could see, but inile unanyamaza.
Oh, she knew that their father was...
Yeah, she knew, even if the mother did not tell her, she could see that something was not right. So Baba Koi decided, wacha nirudi kwenye nakubalika.
Now to Chantel.
Yeah.
Kwa side chick.
Yeah. He went back.
Okay.
So that going back would see him withdrawing all the cash.
All of it now?
Yeah. So after spending all the money, so the visits to Blue Canyon became frequent.
Oh, okay.
So he withdrew all the cash. After amemaliza, akaanza kuuza kuku ilikuwa kwa nyumba.
He became broke.
Yeah, he became broke. And what baffled us those years was how foolish were these men, because hawakuwa wanatakikana kule when they did not have money. Yeah, it's only when you have money.
Yeah.
So he would come, anaangalia, what can I sell? Kauza kuku zote.
It became an addiction.
Kauza ng'ombe.
Ile ng'ombe walikuwa nawapatia maziwa kidogo.
Kauza. The worst was, I still remember every home in my village had a forest. That is where a section of the farm where we planted trees. So like in our big family, the extended, my guka had, and every guka in every home had that section of the farm where they planted trees, and
for
they
firewood,
really valued. No, it's not really for the firewood. I think ilikuwa too. It was a source of pride.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So a section of the farm, every home had. So you see, the father to Baba Koi was not alive. It was late. So he had left the farm to Wangui, who passed it to the son. So he came and cut down the big trees that he had actually said, these are the trees that we shall sell when my daughter would be joining high school.
So now, we do not want to kuiba siri. I want our audience to purchase this book.
Yeah.
So we are not going to talk about the book in detail like we have. So now I want you as the author to tell us what are the major themes you've talked about, because from the story we can see a lot of marital issues. There's also about spirituality. Spirituality comes in when Mama Koi decides to consult her friend Wakaro and go a different direction from what she believes.
Yeah.
We can see a lot of that. So let's talk about the themes that you've focused on in this book.
Yeah. So we are talking about family dynamics. That was the major. There is tradition, there is identity, spirituality, there is pain, triumph. So this woman went through a lot. She went through a lot. Now, when we are going through pain, at times we end up making the situation even worse. Maybe something that could have been corrected in a small way, we make the wrong decisions. Because like now, this woman, when the husband cheated, the husband kept quiet. He didn't apologize. He didn't want to talk about it. And Mama Koi, at some point, she became very bitter. And she also found herself venting that bitterness to the children. So the children are also affected. They do not know the mother anymore, not knowing that even the mom does not know herself anymore. So there is, when we make decisions, sometimes we become very selfish, especially at family level. The children, they don't talk, but they are affected the most.
True.
And these children went through pain because of the father and the mother. But sometimes I normally see the pain, that is also one of the major themes in the story, the pain that this woman went through somehow helped her. You see, she's coming from that woman who depends on the husband so much. Decisions, how the money is spent, what should be bought, how things are done. She never asked any question. But this person has left. It is not just marriage. It can also happen that friend, that sister, that parent you depended on so much. What if one day you wake up and find that they are not there? They are no longer there. You depended on them so much. And whatever has made them move away from you may not necessarily be the story Mama Koi went through. That it is Chantel who came in the picture and she was somehow forgotten. And the man who is the sole provider of the house is no longer there. And the provision is also not there. So Mama Koi was left bare. So what do you do when that person you depended on so much wakes up one day? There was no sign. They can also die.
Yeah.
So that is what I was also dwelling on. So what is this that you do when such a time comes? We may be there to encourage you. We may be there to tell you what to do. There is a woman who even encouraged Mama Koi, go the witchcraft way. And she even went ahead to explain what she should do. But remember, there is also the issue of spirituality, because Mama Koi is a church woman. She's a member of the choir. And she's even torn. Should I not? But you see, people will be there with a very wrong advice when you're going through pain.
Yeah.
They advise and leave. You are left.
True.
So one thing I dwell so much on is a time comes in life when we may go through so much pain, but even if everybody is there for you and you're not there for yourself, you cannot win. You cannot win. You must be there for yourself. And you must gather all the courage in your system, all the strength in your system to be there for yourself. I'm happy because she was able to, she drifted from God at some point. She even felt there is no need, let me shut myself in my house, cry, keep quiet.
She felt abandoned.
Yeah, she felt abandoned. She blamed herself, not knowing that sometimes when people make their own decisions, they have nothing to do with you. Yeah.
You're not the problem.
You're not the problem. But in such a situation, especially in a marriage, where a woman, when a husband chooses another person, she's asking herself, with all these beautiful clothes, my cooking, I cook well. Where did I go wrong?
Sure.
But a time came when she convinced herself it was his own choice,
Sure.
which had nothing to do with me. I am not the problem here, but we are very quick to judge ourselves very harshly. We are very quick to say that the other person is good, the other person, mimi ndio niko na shida. Yeah, but when she let it go, she finally convinced herself that I was not the problem. It was his decision. She was able to move forward. Ule mwanamke anakaa tu ni kuletewa. You see now, wakukuletea ameenda. What do you do?
That's a guy.
Cry. And their children who should be fed, who should go to school.
So they're still dependent.
Yeah, they're still depending on you. So she had to come out of that. That the triumph now came when she convinced herself that yes, I have two hands. God has blessed me with two hands. Nilikuwa nimezoea kuletewa. But I'll use my two hands to work for myself and my children. This was the woman. If the husband is not there, hakuna kitu inaweza fanywa. Because she does not know what is supposed to be done. But now she moved from that, started working, and that is where the triumph came and the healing started. So what I'm insisting so much in this book is, and that was my main, when pain comes, be it be pain from rejection, be it be pain from somebody close to you who has died, or something has befell you, something unpleasant, be there for yourself.
From Mama Koi,
Yes.
I can see a very flawed bit of tradition.
Yes.
Where she was raised to be not a woman who questions.
Good.
Or, you see, when we think of submission, in the modern day, or modern girls my age, or even, we think submission is, okay, we confuse submission with slavery.
Yeah, in fact.
Yeah. We think submission is when he tells you to jump from a building, you jump and not ask.
Yeah.
And that is what Mama Koi was doing. You said even when the decision was not fit, you said he was a responsible man,
Yeah.
but kuna zingine zilikuwa
Yeah,
zinaenda
alikuwa
vibaya.
naona.
But she still kept quiet. That's a very flawed tradition.
Yeah.
That's a very flawed way of raising a generation not to be inquisitive, because I mean, a lot can go wrong. I mean, I have opinions and I don't have a room to share them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm quoting somewhere in the book, in the story, there is the aspect of the cow. Mama Koi could see this cow is taking more than it is giving. But she had to wait until the husband
Noticed.
ajione. And even when the husband asks her, what should we do? She has nothing to say. She has nothing to say. So that is the thin line between being submissive and being in slavery. Unfortunately, so many women back then, those days, were living in slavery. Yeah. Because that is what they were trained. Even the mother-in-law is telling her,
Don't.
And even when he makes wrong decisions, don't laugh at him so that he can keep on loving you.
That is very flawed, honestly.
Yeah. Then there is also the tradition and the clash between tradition and modernity. What Baba Koi's dad had done, maybe you can call that polygamy.
Yeah.
But what Baba Koi is doing, it's not polygamy.
It's not
because polygamy, if I look back, in fact, polygamy, the first wife was respected, even by the others.
True.
And I don't think that time, if a man took in another woman, he would forget about the...
No.
Yeah, but
Actually,
this one has forgotten.
In some cultures, we hear the first wife helps the husband to get a second wife. Or even gives approval of a second wife and a third and a fourth.
And in fact, that's what even if it pained her, she couldn't get more children after. I mean, she got only one child. So when the husband took in another wife, he put that family somewhere else, not in the same compound.
That can cause a lot of clashes.
Yeah. But whatever Baba Koi was practicing,
it's not polygamy.
That is not polygamy.
It's cheating.
That was immorality.
Immorality, true. That's the word. That's the word for it.
That was last. Yeah.
You've talked about the kids and how they are affected in all of this.
Yeah.
We do know that broken marriages affect kids, and
Sana.
we might not know, or parents might not see, or even people from the outside we do see. But at that time when things are going wrong in a marriage, people don't notice that, or they don't think that their kids are affected, but it does.
It does. Now, in fact, that's what I've experienced as a teacher in my life, in my career. That is something I wish before a man and a woman, a wife and a husband make decisions, they compare the children, the well-being of the children. We hear stories every day. I hear stories as a teacher. I've been a class teacher for many years, and these kids confide in us. Na unaona like maybe when the parents were making the decision, walikuwa naona these ones are too young.
They're too young to
we don't even have to think about
Yeah.
them. So if there is separation, mtoto anaambiwa tu we enda huku.
Enda kwa mom.
But the well-being of the children is never thought of.
It affects their performance in school.
And in fact, they are the ones who are hit most. So like now when Mama Koi is driven by bitterness and pain, she even vents her anger on the children. You see, yeye alikuwa naona tu side yake. Yeah, amekosewa.
End of victim.
Yeah, she's the victim. But she doesn't I don't think she took time to think about the children. But children are affected the most. Yeah.
And it's beautiful because you mentioned that you had a unit in campus of psychology. I can see now where it comes in.
Yeah, it
if
comes in.
Children come to confide in you about issues at home, now you know how to handle them and even maybe cancel them in a better way.
Yeah, we try. We try, but it is hard.
It is hard. I can imagine. I can imagine.
So that's why we normally say in teaching, children come to school to learn, and to be loved. And in most cases, they come for both. Yeah. You cannot be a teacher who does not love the children. Because there are some, like, there's a joke I read on FB. When you see a woman sleeping in church, please don't wake her up or judge her harshly. Maybe that's the only place where she finds peace.
That's powerful.
So in school, maybe that's the place where children find peace.
From the book.
Yeah.
From the book. And the conversation on marriage and all of that. I'd like to know, you said this is not your personal story.
It is not.
It's not your it's not your mother's story.
It is
It's
not.
from the
It's a
surrounding
collection.
where, from the surrounding where you grew up. I'd like to know what Beatrice would have done if she was Mama Koi.
First of all, I don't think I would have arrived there. One, I think I'm empowered. So even if, when it comes to marriage, I am part and parcel of decision.
True.
Yeah, because one of the issues that brought confusion and even more pain was when this man decided without any sign, ameamua tu ni kuenda. Sees this woman very beautiful and everything na ameenda. Mama Koi is left. Sijui fertilizer huwa inawekwa kwa kofi lini. Sijui inanunuliango wapi. Na hata inanunuliwa yani at this stage tunafaa kuapply fertilizer. Hajui.
She's not involved in anything.
She was not involved in anything in that house. Kazi yake ni kukaa hapo to
Kupika.
And I even think this man ndiye alikuwa anafanya shopping.
Yeah.
So probably hakuwa anajua hata bei ya mafuta. Hakuwa anajua bei ya sukari. So everything is brought. Now that person has left.
Yeah.
And he has left with all the money. And even the little that you think could have saved the situation, akikuja anaenda nayo. So maybe even this woman slept hungry.
Yeah, after.
Yeah. So I think even if that was to happen to me, that bit ya confusion, I think hiyo nimejipanga.
Always yacho patupu.
Asiwezi yacho patupu. And then when it comes to the other bit of the pain, yeah, as I said, invest heavily in yourself, especially your heart. Jipende. Yeah.
From this story, I'm really thanking God for feminism to some extent, where women have been empowered to stand on their own. In feminism can also be toxic, but in the way where we are told that we can get our own jobs, we can depend on ourselves.
Yeah.
And even walk out when a marriage is not going right. It's beautiful because from the stories we've heard, a lot of people, and it's hard even nowadays, kuna watu bado wanaambiwa na wazazi wao, usitoke kwa hiyo ndoa.
Yeah,
Ama nikitoka, nini ita happen?
In fact, that is what Wangui, I think, feared when she's telling Mama Koi, don't even ask about it. Where akienda akirudi, just thank God that he has come back. Thank God that he still remembers you na hujafukuzwa. Just thank God. So that is where now the realities of life na what we are taught in the church tunafundishwa ni kuvumilia, but the question is hiyo kuvumilia inafaa kuenda mpaka lini?
What's the cap?
Yeah, that is what I may not be in a position to answer. Yeah. Is walking out one of the options? Maybe our good men of God should advise when it comes to that. Tunafaa kuvumilia or
Hadi lini? Hadi
up
wapi?
to where? Where is enough supposed to be enough? Yeah.
I think some things are personal decisions.
Yeah.
Because people know about their cheating partners, but still stay.
They still stay.
And and they'll stay married for another 50 years.
So like that is what Mama Koi had been taught, that ni kukaa hapo. Ni kukaa hapo, and she had also undergone her childhood. She had childhood traumas because once you read her story, you can tell, because even this man is telling her, ni ufuate what I'm saying because you have nowhere to go. Una kwa kwenda.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
That is wrong.
He took advantage. He really took advantage of that fact.
Yeah.
Were the parents alive? I'm curious. Mama Koi's parents?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We
Yeah.
can
She
definitely
didn't know who the father was. Yeah, she had been raised by a single mother
mom.
and a grandmother who was also single. So it was hard.
Wow. Okay.
But when the triumph came, one thing I really I thank God for is that the woman drew her strength from God. She convinced herself
She
that
did turn back to God.
Yeah, she did. She did. And at the both roads. Yeah, she did not follow that path there. The path that the husband also followed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as someone who wants to read this book, what are some of the life lessons that I can extract from Blue KANYONI?
That is the one that I said.
The pain.
Please learn to be there for yourself. If you keep praising other people, if you keep loving other people, you keep being involved in other people more than you do to yourself, then you owe yourself an apology. Because at the end of the day, it is what you tell yourself in the midst of everything that's what counts. As I have said, when you go through pain, this one ya Mama Koi marriage is only one example. We fall sick. Diseases, chronic diseases strike when we least expect. What you tell yourself at that time when you're going through that pain is very important. Yeah. However, ukiprichiwa, ukiambiwa, it is what comes from inside that will bring healing, will help you cope, and will help you move forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is also a life lesson that if he cheats, I don't have to cheat. I don't have to.
Siku hizi hiyo ndo mchezo.
Yeah, I've also had
modern ones.
Nimesikia paka club ingine inajiita married but single.
Really?
Yeah.
People are openly saying that.
Yeah, some people are openly saying that. Yeah, marriage kikusukuma sana.
Kuwa single.
You are there but you are not there.
Single, be single,
yeah,
married.
But Mama Koi stood. Yeah.
So now you've already told.
Prayer works.
Yeah.
Okay. Prayer works. Yeah.
So you said that Mama Koi has a triumph episode. That is to tell us that she did not end up being a miserable person.
She didn't.
She didn't.
At the end of the day, she was a very empowered woman. Yeah. Financially and in every other aspect of life.
Really?
She empowered herself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think with that, we want these people to buy this book.
Yeah.
We want them to buy and read. Mnajua, I know our audience is thinking, washatupatia story yote. Trust me, there's a lot about Chantel that has not been mentioned.
Yeah.
There's other characters that have not been mentioned here, and you need to know about their story.
Yeah.
You need to read this book to know what these characters did or what role they played in the marriage of Mama Koi and Baba Koi. So Beatrice, where can our audience get this book?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you'll share my contacts.
Okay.
I am a teacher.
Not your contact. We will give your Facebook account so they can text you. They can text you in the DM if they want the book. Contact is a bit personal.
Yeah, That is also my the name that I use, Beatrice Murage, BM.
Or
That
on
is my name,
Facebook.
on Facebook.
Okay, it's going to be here and we will place a link in the description box. Hapo ndo mtapata link. Text if you want the book, and I encourage majority of you to read this. There's a lot of lessons to learn.
And in fact, this is volume 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we expect another book.
I did up to 188 pages. Yeah, volume 2. That is what I'm working on. Yeah, and by the time we celebrate Christmas, it will be out.
Really?
Yeah, Blue KANYONI volume 2.
Wow.
And I'll still stick to what niliandika hapa. The stories turns and twists will have you on the edge of your seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we expect a lot of...
There is more.
There's more to come.
Yeah. And my dream for this book ni nataka ikue film. That is...
Really?
Yeah, that is what my prayer is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Kama unajua script writer and producers and directors somewhere.
Yeah.
There's an interesting script over here where you can turn this into... And I can imagine how great of a film this will be.
Yeah.
You can imagine how great of a film this will be. I hope that comes to fruition. Yeah. We are going to talk about it when it becomes a film. Tutakuja ku-launch.
Amen.
Tutakuja ku-premiere Blue KANYONI, the film.
Yeah.
And any other book that you'll ever write. Atakama say Blue KANYONI volume 2, any other book that you write, we'll be here to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm also doing children literature.
Yeah,
that should be next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next year tuko na guest mwingine to 2025 sasa. Kama audience subscribe ndo usihate hizi vitu. Usitake kuhata hizi vitu. Anyway, Beatrice, thank you so much. Yeah. You're doing an amazing job as an author.
Thank you.
Pray that your talent is recognized by the world. I mean, writing is a skill that not many have.
But maybe before we conclude, what I can say,
okay,
the problem with people, there are so many potential authors out there, but you don't have patience. When I was writing the Blue KANYONI, I still remember there are times when I could write a whole chapter, spend more than 10 hours, then unaenda unarethink, you erase yote.
Why would you do that?
Yote. Yani, you write, then unaenda unakaa, unaona no. I think this one should have been
like this.
Yeah, after sitting for like 5 hours. Unatoa yote. Then there are days when you write only a paragraph. Na unafunga laptop.
Writer's block.
Times you do only one line. So, if you want to write, start with a paragraph. Na usiendele. Then, the next day, do 2. You see, they are still there. So you have begun a journey. But most of the people want to write in the morning, get approval at 10, publish the book at 2, and sell all the copies
and
by
get
6 p.m. And the following day, you're already rich. Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Start with a passion.
Yeah.
Like now for me, Blue KANYONI, I don't see it as an investment financially. Nikiangalia hivi huwa naona, yeah, it's out of passion. Right now I'm doing it out of passion. If it will pay, which I am sure it will, and I pray, let it come after.
Yeah.
Lakini kitaka kuandika and get rich today, you won't write a book.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Najua it will be recognized. I know your talent will be recognized by the world.
Amen.
And we are here to see it. We are here to host you as many times as you avail yourself and as much as you can avail yourself.
I'm available.
If you're available, we are available for you on our podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Tumesema tunaweka link yake ya Facebook on our description box. So that's where you can purchase the book. Have phone number. Phone number is a bit too private. Let's not share that. Yeye mwenyewe atakupatia. Ama sisi ukitu DM kwa Instagram yetu tunaweza kupatia, you contact her directly. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for availing yourself and for sharing this story and many other women's stories with the world. It's an honor. It was an honor to host you on Beyond the Pulpit. And I know we're going to sit here with you again.
Yeah.
To our audience, thank you so much for watching and for listening. If you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you so much. Thank you for listening, because it's not easy. It's not easy to listen to stories, but thank you for allowing us to grace your screens and your ears and your cars and your phones. Thank you so much. God bless you. And let's meet on another episode. Beatrice, ambiana kwaheri.
Thank you so much, and subscribe.
Mumesikia, mumeambiwa na Beatrice msubscribe.
Yeah.
So please do. Bye guys.
Bye.